It's D-Ocean of D-Ocean's Deep Blue, and here is my Lyran assistant cowboy. Cowboy, turn around. Let people see your handsome face. There you are. Oh, yes. One of the most loving little kitties ever. He is just... All he wants is he just wants eating and petting. It's pretty much. And some playing. Oh, he's my baby. And that's just... He's spoiled as heck, and that's fine. I don't care. That's just fine with me. He is spoiled as anything. Okay, so hi, I'm D-Ocean, the D-Ocean's Deep Blue. This is Mr. Cowboy, and I'm awake. And I've been missing you. Hopefully, at some point, I'll be awake at earlier hours. I just keep wanting to come in and do stuff. But I am having some trouble with YouTube. Having a lot of trouble with YouTube, actually. It's not that easy to get it to cooperate sometimes. Let me... I can't upload. I can't Wait a minute. I can't put in... I wanted to put a nice picture, nice thumbnail, and it won't let me. Keeps closing. And you know, sometimes he just got a whole bunch of views just from getting petted. Well, come over here where they can see you better, Knucklehead. Knucklehead is his alternative name. No, this is Cowboy the Manx. Sometimes, well, he's a cat. You know how it is. There. I could probably put the camera right there and just have him lie there and get petted and probably get a lot more views. Don't mind the clean laundry hung up waiting to be put in the closet. Oh my goodness. This little boy is a big star. I'm just staff, right? I'm just staff. So, yeah, I'm just the lady who, you know, buys the pet food and pays bills and, you know, pays rent and takes care of him, you know. I'm mommy. I take care of him. Anyway, but he's way more popular than me. I guess. You know, that's what it is. Be a little cat. I've been trying to stay awake to make a video. Hello. Let me see if I can see her. Hi, Dana. Hello, Dana. I've been trying to stay awake to make a video. I keep either I'm not awake when I want to come on, when I at a time I'd want to come on, or alternatively If I'm, awake, YouTube is not wanting to cooperate with me. Sometimes I'll get it almost done and it'll just shut when I try to save the settings and go on. So it's like, I don't know what to do, you guys, but love you anyway. Thought I'd come in and for those of you who see this later, it's not because I don't miss you. I do. I have been busy, and Paul and I have been busy. We have been doing a lot of spiritual activities for the benefit of everybody, okay? For the benefit of everybody. I can't really talk about it in depth. It's too in depth. Okay. But we're working on behalf of everybody, okay? And that's the way it's been for a while. But it takes a toll on me. I get tired and have to rest. So, and we have been doing things like enormous crossing overs and other stuff, removals. Those of you who don't know what that is, I'm not going to explain it here. But I am shamanic medium. So the kind of work I do is kind of hard to explain to most folks. But anyway, the other thing I had to do is the building where I live, they have changed some rules which made me about, where things can be and everything, which made me have to completely redo my floor plan. So I had to move like a good half of my stuff around to make it comply with their new rules and change a whole bunch of stuff, and that's been exhausting. So it's just been one thing after another and a lot of exhaustion. But, I was thinking I wanted to get on and at least make some kind of video because I hadn't in a while. And even though it's really late, I thought I'd try it anyway. Because it's been a while. I'm going to try and get on more as things improve, but it's been a crazy few months. Anyway, one thing I wanted to talk about, who is that? Blazin Game Blake. Oh, hi. Oh, thank you. I have an idea. And I know we've had a lot of really weird things going on in this country. It's been crazy. And from the spiritual viewpoint, it's been even crazier. Okay. From the woo and I'm here to tell you, we're heading for a new month, and then it ain't gonna stop. Not from what I'm seeing. It looks like it's just gonna get crazier. It all stems from Israel. Well, maybe some things, but really, there's a lot more going on than that. That's just a small part of all of this. Really, there's a lot going on just in all sectors. I mean, our country is thinking of saying bye-bye to people who used to be our allies. And we're saying hello to people who we used to regard with great suspicion. It's real interesting. Plus, there's this, third attempt on Trump's life? It's like, okay, once again, I don't want to see this happen to anybody. Melania looked horrified, but somehow Trump was very calm. Is he just getting used to it or what? I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird. There's so much weird stuff going on. I'm going to have to look into it because I might take a little remote view walk, through things and see what I can see. But it's just going to get crazier. I'm reading the energy. The energy is it's going to get weirder. So next month, I think we're going to see, I told you we were finally going to see some high-profile arrests, and we are. I predicted that. I was on again. And when I heard about the scientists that were going missing, and, I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better, and it is. One of the ones that was important to this community is, of course, David Wilcock. And the fact that he had just told the world that he wasn't in any mood to get rid of himself, and that if you hear that it was actually somebody getting rid of him, and then to have it happen, you're like, okay, and nobody's doing anything much about it, really. It doesn't seem like. But these scientists keep dropping. That's another one that's going on. I saw a UFO. I didn't get it on video in time. It was just too doggone fast going by. I just couldn't get my camera out in time and get it pointed right and everything. But we got them here in Ohio. We've been getting those. So there's another thing. There's going to be an uptick in that too. You're going to see a lot more of that. We're getting very close to disclosure. And there are people who really don't want disclosure because, it's going to mean that they've been lying for a long, long time. And when people find out that they've been lying that long, they're not going to be happy. They're not. When people find out how gaslit we've been, and it's official, they're not going to be happy. There's going to be a lot of unrest. There's going to be some chaos blowback from that. And like I said, it's only going to get worse before it gets better. But what it's doing is it's opening things up so that people will have more discussion. And I don't think it's a bad thing that people are doubting everything now. You should. I mean, AI has really opened the floodgates to that. We don't believe jack shit anymore, do we? At first glance, we see something, it doesn't seem quite right. We always try and spot and see if it's AI these days. We don't let any kind of bullshit go by, do we? No. So it's actually a good thing in that regard. We're not as, what would you call it? Not as naive as we were, not as trusting. We don't trust much anymore, and that's good. And we worry about the kids coming up in the midst of all this. They ain't gonna trust jack squat, nothing. They are not gonna trust anything. They are gonna be looking at these videos and they will be able to spot a fake. They will have like radar. So that's going to be like one of their skills, you know? It's like, that's a fake video, 100%. Look at that. He's got five thumbs, and this guy up here doesn't have a head. So unless you're trying to, I mean, that was that one viral photo of that guy. Who was that guy? Oh, one of the protesters, one of the ICE protesters. And they ran into, right, putting this picture out. And here, nobody noticed that the guy standing over him didn't even have a head. And and it was obviously AI, and it was so obviously AI. I mean, I'm there going, oh my God, this is just getting worse. Worse and worse. So, yeah, I expect lots more of that. It's just gonna keep going. Last year, I called it the Hold My Beer year. This year is a Hold My Martini. We're going to need stronger medication for this year. We're going to need something stronger than beer for this year, honey. Give me a Long Island. Yeah, that's going to be my drink, right? I'm going to be, and then, of course, there are going to be a lot of people puff passing, all the time. But I don't let it get me down because I know it's all going to come out all right in the end. I have assurances about that. I deal with the other realm, and I've had lots of assurances that I'm going to be fine. We're going to be okay in the end. So it's not all is lost. It's not that kind of a situation at all. I even have been coming up in my mind with some solutions to some problems we have. Here in Ohio, we just recently kicked out some people who wanted to put data farms, or was that another? But we have some data farms here in Ohio. And of course, people hate data farms because they're noisy. They use all the freaking water up. Now, fortunately, we're in a very wet place. We have the Cuyahoga River running right through, but still, it's not good. It disrupts. Oh, dear. I get like this when I'm trying to stream. It disrupts the wildlife because it's so noisy. It disrupts the peace of the neighborhood. Nobody wants one of those things moving in by them. People kick them out whenever they can. And they need lots and lots of water to cool down the machines. Now, here's the thing. The water coming out of them is lukewarm, so it's not that bad. So my idea is, why don't you just make it part of the deal that if you want to put up one of these things, you've got to take a few provisions. You've got to have pipes buried underground to cool that water, because underground it's always cold. Always. It stays at a perfect temperature all the time in the mid-50s. So you could very easily cool down lukewarm water underground. You don't even need steel pipes because it's just water. You could use a whole plastic array and get cold water and just recycle it and save a lot of money too. And if you really wanted to be smart about it, you could use that You could do that in conjunction with something like a greenhouse and keep the plants warm with the lukewarm water. That would help keep food growing even in cold weather. Why couldn't you make some kind of a stipulation that if you're going to put one of those things in, you've got to blend with the local ecosystem, you know? There's got to be provisions. And if you make earth berms, that would take care of a lot of the noise, because the noise is a big problem too. So then you could make some nice terraced gardens, run the pipes through there, warm the plants up, keep them warm. We'd have a longer growing season, and then just return the water, and you'd save a lot of water. You know, they got to start thinking like this, because just sucking up all the water and keeping people awake nights and disrupting the wildlife is just not going to work for most of us. You know, we don't want it. We don't want one of those things near us. So, now, people have just got to get some sense, I think. That's the other thing, is like people who do so many nonsensical things now. I guess we're not all of one voice when we come up with which things are nonsensical. You know, what one person thinks is nonsense, another person thinks we just got to do that. Oh, you know, this cat here, he's lucky he doesn't have to wade through all of that, right? He doesn't have to worry about any of that. Hello, Jefferson Gums da Silva. I ended up at the... What? What party? Took some hits to the back. Oh, well, sorry to hear that. That's too bad. I don't know what the heck you're talking about, though, dude. Anyway, you know, there are, what I'm trying to get at, there's solutions to all this stuff. People are just too doggone lazy to do it, you know? They're too doggone lazy to come up with it. They're too doggone lazy to implement it. You know, even if it would be better, even if it would be cleaner, even if it would make more sense, come on, you know, there are better ways to do things than what we've got. Even cheaper, would even be cheaper to just pull a recycling project like that. You wouldn't have to pay for additional water. You know, it's crazy people don't do it that way. I guess there are some that do, though. But, you know, I mean, it's just, it took me like, what? Not even 10 minutes to come up with 3 different ways to solve that problem. I mean, it's not like nothing has been ever done like that. Things have been done kind of in a piecemeal way, but, you know, it's never been legislated that you got to do it that way. But we should. You know, it's like if you're going to do something that can affect everybody, there's got to be some emphasis on what you're going to do for the public good. I think that's the most important thing. What are you going to do that's going to make for the public good and not piss everybody off? I mean, you know, having the whole community hate you is Not good. You know what, though? I think probably I would have a much more popular channel if all I did, I have all these opinions. If all I did was have cowboy videos. There we go. Just the kitty being a kitty. Just the kitty getting petted. There we go. At some point, his spots turn into hearts. Sometimes it's really weird. I'll be petting him and just notice that the spots have turned into hearts, heart shapes. But anyway, so one of the things I'm seeing coming up, it's a fire year. We're going to have a lot of fiery stuff happen. Actually, we're going to have fire rings too. There are people who are going to get fired. A lot of people getting fired. Some are just leaving. There are going to be a lot of people leaving the planet. There are going to be a lot of people leaving their companies. CEOs, there's going to be a spate of that. They don't want to be involved in what's coming up. What's coming up? There's going to be indictments a flying. I also see a lot of weather. Oh, weird weather disturbances. Now, I don't get into like big details about this going to happen at this time, at this exact place, but I do see things like it's the year of the fire horse. Check your electrical, check your anything having to do with fire. Keep in mind that the element of fire is going to be elevated at this time, okay? I also think we're going to have some more volcanoes pop off, maybe unexpectedly. And I keep seeing bubbling under the water. I think something big is bubbling under the water, maybe a really big volcano, and we've just been kind of lucky that it hasn't gone off. Maybe, I don't know what the big significance of it is, but it's a big one, and it's an underwater one right now. Maybe the significance is it won't be underwater after it spouts off a bit more. Maybe we're going to see an island form in real time. I don't know. That's different. I am looking at also there's going to be a few more attempts on our president. A few. Yeah, I said a few. Yeah. Not all next month, but as the year goes through, it's going to get actually pretty annoying, I think, unless something comes in to stop that. I don't know what that would be, though. I kind of hope, though, that once again, I'm always praying that nobody gets hurt. And nobody gets, I think the Iran thing is going to wrap up. Not as easily as we would like, maybe. But I think it is going to wrap up. It's not going to be forever. Not at all. This has been, 6 weeks or something, actually, so it's been very short so far. although it seems to be dragging on forever. So it's only blockaded against Israeli ships. Other ships are getting through. And so the people who are out there are going, oh my God, we're all going to die of starvation. And we're not going to have oil and everything. And it's like, that's not true. And I've been saying that. It is not true. It's not how things are going to play out. We're going to be okay. Not going to die of starvation because of lack of fertilizer or something. And you know what? It just really kind of gripes me. Dudes, before this fake fertilizer made out of petroleum products, before that crap, we just used manure. You know, cow flop, pig flop, horse flop, chicken. Why don't we just do that? Why don't we just use what nature uses? Right. And nature uses things that animals release naturally, get rid of. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, plants and animals were made to coexist. We suck their oxygen that they make. We suck in our carbon dioxide. And when something passes on and leaves the body, then nature takes that and uses that to make more life. And when the leaves fall in the forest, nobody rakes them because they replenish the forest. That's the way it was meant to be. It wasn't meant to be that we clean up our yards, clean all of the leaves out of our yards. Those leaves were meant to be the next layer of soil. That's what they are out in the forest. This is why nobody rakes leaves out in the forest. And the forest is fine. It grows just fine. But humans are weird. Humans would rather grow ornamental bullshit that you have to water and take care of, and you can't eat any of it, and then go hungry. Have people going hungry, rather than just grow food. You can grow a food bush of lots of kinds. I mean, berry bushes, fruit trees, there's all kinds of plants that will perpetuate themselves too, that are perennials that'll keep coming back and reseed themselves time after time, keep throwing runners under the ground and make more. It would be so easy, but oh no, we can't do that. We have to have these damn ornamental things. At every single McDougal's we ever go to, you'll see some of these stupid little ornamental things that aren't even that pretty, but they're just like some suggestion of nature. It's a food place, you know, supposedly food. Although I really don't regard McDonald's as food exactly. I think it's more like food-like substances. Their fries used to be a wonderful treat, and now their fries are made from potatoes, special GMO potatoes. So they're extra big, and so those fries can be extra long and extra white, and they have to be blemish-free, so they spray them within an inch of their life. They have to wear hazmat suits to spray that stuff. And then, of course, somehow after all that, they're still okay to eat. But you know what? When my dad would bring them home for us, I didn't get heartburn. But I do now. I can't eat any McDonald's food. There's nothing from there that I can eat without getting sick. Hi, Spider Bite. And it's just because the food ain't food anymore. We got just too many things It just ain't food anymore, really. They just look like food, they smell like food, sometimes even taste like food, but they're not food. And I'm not adapted to that. I'm an old-fashioned girl from when potatoes were just potatoes. And meat was just meat. And, plants were just what they were. So, how you doing, Spidey? McD's for about 12 years. Gosh, it's probably been longer for me. It's been decades. I stopped eating that shit a long time ago. That started giving me heartburn. And, there were times when I was pretty much starving, and I just told myself I was on a fast rather than eating McDonald's. I just said to myself, you know what? I guess I'm just fasting. Because there have been times that I have been at freaking down and out that I was homeless once. Actually, I was homeless twice, but once it was just very short. And then another time it was a little longer, but I had friends that were helping me, fortunately. So I was pretty much couch surfing, thank goodness. But still, it's a very precarious existence, and you get kind of a trauma from it. People who come back from that kind of experience is different. The other time was in New Orleans. But once again, I made friends, and I was okay. If you know how to make friends, you're going to be okay. But I wouldn't want to try and do it again now. It'd just be too hard. But, I'm fine now where I am. I like where I am, really. It's okay. I've stopped running. Because there are some places, it's like, get me out of here. My one apartment, oh my God, with the mold and everything. It's like, get me out of here. It was a heck of a time getting out. I'm good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I lose track of time, too. You thought it was Saturday? No, Saturday was when they had the boom booms at the dinner. And we had the President Trump, another event. What an event. And he was so blasé. Makes you wonder, huh? He was so blasé about it. Melania looked terrified. But he was just sitting there just like, and he said it was because he thought some waiter dropped a tray. That doesn't really sound like gunfire, though, does it? No, it doesn't. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know what that, there are people now that are saying that it was planned out and everything. If that comes to light that it was, I don't think Melania will ever forgive him. You forgive them, anybody. She was terrified. I could see it on her face. Yeah. So, I don't know what's going on there. I think I have heard people's opinions and what they have said that they've seen. I don't know. I'm going to have to take a look at it myself. Yeah, that's the thing. Gunfire never really sounds like what you think it's going to sound like, does it? No. It doesn't really. This little guy is going viral. My little Lyran assistant. I put out a video about him getting a belly rub. All he has to do is be an upside down kitty loaf. Pineapple upside down cat loaf. Getting a belly rub, and he gets lots of views. And me, oh well. Yeah, I don't hear it too often either, but I did live in a bad neighborhood for a while. And a couple of times, actually, a few times, I've lived in good neighborhoods and not so good neighborhoods. And let me tell you, it changes you. So you just have to be really brave, though, sometimes. You know what? There's this thing going on now I wanted to mention that is, they have a name for it, and now I've totally forgotten what the name is. But it's this phenomena where you have an experience that you passed on. But then you find that you haven't passed on. But sometimes, most of the time, things are different from how they were before you had that experience. I've been going through that a lot. I have gone through that many times. Very weird. Um, but now a lot of people are having that. I used to have that pretty frequently. I had many near-death experiences that weren't like whole experiences, like I didn't go to the light and see, people telling me I had to go back or any that. In fact, the one time I went somewhere, I know there were parts of it that I have forgotten that were erased of my death experience way back. The first time was a car accident, and I took off that day because I didn't want to, but my husband at the time talked me into it. Go running some kind of an errand. I had had a dream what was going to happen, and that it was going to happen sometime around then. But he was like, "Look, it's a clear sky. The weather is fine." And I had had a dream that it was all white out. Okay, well, so it wasn't all white. It was clear. But by the time I started in on doing the errand, it began to snow, and everything turned white. And I got into that accident just exactly like I saw it in my dream. So, whoa. Hi there. Oh, you're from India. Kishorson. Kishorson. Uh-huh. Like success. During the bushfires. Yeah, probably past trauma response. And what are you from? Oh, you mean where am I from? I'm in Ohio. I'm in Ohio. You're in India. Huh? I'm in Ohio, United States. I'm in the middle of the wetlands, right by a bog. Kind of like Yoda. And it's kind of amazing because everything's so alive here. I like it here. It's on the edge of the country. We have parks in every direction. I love it. So, in that regard, I really like it. But I don't like that they just made me redo my whole floor plan because of some stuff that's been coming up lately, some new rules or whatever. I had to move every freaking thing around to comply with their new rules, and it just has been exhausting. It's been exhausting. But I miss everybody. By the way, I was trying to say when I saw y'all in Max's remote view class, um, I was saying I now know what those structures were I saw in one of my shamanic visions. And I'll have to explain it in another video, though. I'm going to put on the shirt and wear it when I do that. And I'll go into a little bit more detail. But honestly, that was quite a revelation. That I knew the structure looked familiar. I couldn't figure out why it looked familiar. I don't have a Roomba. The Roomba maps your home for them. Okay, Spidey, I'm not sure what that pertains to that I said that. I know what a Roomba is. I know what that is. I could see how it might be able to map your place, yeah, because it just basically rolls all over your place and bumps into things and yeah. But what has that got to do with what I'm talking about? Because you said it's because Roomba, you don't have a Roomba. No, I didn't have to map my house. I had to change a bunch of stuff. They have new rules now. I had some nice shelves in the hallway because our hallway was big enough to do that. I had nice shelves in the hallway and stuff. And then I had, my tree of lights in a certain spot, and I had some other stuff going on. That they decided that I can't have anything in my hallway. And so I had to take everything out of the hallway. And I had to take things out of my bedroom, rearrange the bedroom. Still not done with that. I'm having to rearrange the bedroom. I'm having to rearrange the back room to suit them. I guess they were telling me that they're getting pickier with their requirements. See, they didn't used to be that picky, but I guess now they are. That, corporate is saying it's got to be this way and that way. So now I have to move a lot of stuff. I have to completely change my floor plan. I got it the way I wanted it, and now I have to just completely undo all that and do it some other way to suit them. And that's one of the things I've been doing, and it's really hard work. It's like, just rearrange everything. You only have to rearrange your bedroom and your living room and your hallway and your yeah. Oh, and by the way, there's a few things about your kitchen too. It's like, it was fine last year. Oh no, but there's things happening this year. We got to change that. And, they're getting much pickier, and, and the health department's getting pickier, and PMHA is getting pickier, and everybody's getting pickier. And they're just warning me. But I'm like, So you're basically telling me that everything's wrong and I got to change it all. Oh, no. Well, yeah. Hmm. Pretty much. Yeah. So, oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Kishorson. Kishorson. Just, I guess the rules have gotten stricter on housing now in Ohio, and particularly in my area. I don't know. May have something to do with all the fraud and bullshit that's going on. I don't know. But I'm thinking it may have to do with they're being more exacting about the rules because everybody wants to cross their I's and dot their T's. No, I do not. I'm in an apartment. I'm in an apartment. That's how they can do this. But I have to be because I can't do, I'm disabled and I can't do a lot of things I used to do when I had a house. That doesn't mean I will forever not be able to, but right now I can. So I have to be in an apartment where somebody else is doing all that stuff. So, yeah. They picked on placement of things. Like I said, um, I had a nice hallway where I had bookcases. I had a couple bookcases, short ones. And they made me get rid of those. I had to switch those. I did find a place for them. I didn't have to actually get rid of them. I had to crowd my front room a lot, though. I didn't like that. Um, I'm having to rearrange my bedroom because they want there to be like I'm gonna have to ask them again, but so many inch wide pathway to the window, all the way to the window. So I guess they want a straight line to the window, which right now you'd have to walk around my table. I'm gonna have to ask them about that. Can it just be kind of a curving path to the window? And because we got a path to the window, of course, I could get out the window if I had to, but oh, hi, Woo Rider. How you doing, honey? So that's part of what I've been doing. Desiree said it would be fun. She enjoys that type of stuff. Yeah, we got done with the hallway. I'm very happy about that. We got that part done. And by the way, if you need anything, I'm going to have to be getting rid of some things. If you guys are in need of something, let me know. I might actually have something like a garage sale online. I have some beautiful things that I'm going to be getting rid of. I have a beautiful pair of pants, but they just don't fit me right. They're all butterfly wings, but they're a larger size. But they came from Temu. They're beautiful though. But you know, it's a crapshoot with what you get from Temu, whether it's gonna look right or fit right or whatever. Mm-hmm. The tree feller. Are you felling trees, Woo? Is that what you do? Is that what you do, Woo? Are you the heroic woodsman that saves Little Red Riding Hood from the wolf? Are you the woodsman? Are you a lumberjack? Don't make me start singing the lumberjack song. Oh, gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, okay. We'll do some praying about it. Angels help Wu and his family to be well. Yeah, I haven't been sick since, like that since, the C word. Cool. So you're landscaping trees. Oh, cool. You know what? See, for me, that would be lots of material for making wands and staves, and I have a harder time doing that now. I love to do that. I used to love to do that, make wands and staves. I wish I had a workshop in the garage. I don't have a garage. I just have an apartment now. I don't have a yard. The backyard is the backyard of the whole complex. The patio is the patio of the whole complex. But the good thing is at least it's out in the country, out in the bog land, where things are alive. Oh, this is worse. Oh, what are they calling it? Oh, cool. Yeah, chicken soup fixes everything. Ask any Jewish mom. Right? We don't know if it raises the dead, although some people say maybe it might, it won't hurt. But I was just talking about data farms. There's better ways to do stuff. We have data farms, I guess, in South Ohio. Like we need more stuff in South Ohio. We've already got enough stuff in Ohio to tweak people, right? So, I keep hearing of stuff over Ohio. I saw, like I was saying earlier, I saw a UFO fly by. I couldn't get my camera out and get a picture of it in time. It was just too quick of an incident. I almost would have had to been videoing something else and then it show up in order to get some kind of view of it. But it was the kind of a boomerang with a lot of lights. Well, you don't like mushrooms? Ooh. I love mushrooms. Bone broth soup, good for you. That's going to do you a lot of good. Garlic, scallions, spinach, mushrooms, get strengthened up. You know what else too? Beetroot. I'll give you, make some good pickled beets. Put some ginger and other seasonings you like in them, along with some apple cider vinegar and something to sweeten it a little. Slice them up in there. I use, instead of just water, I use ginger tea to make mine with some special seasonings and a little bit of onion, a little bit of garlic. And you make pickled beetroot, and it's so good. I actually drink the beet juice, and so does my helper. She's from Poland. She likes to come over every now and then. We'll have when the beet pickles are gone, we'll drink the beet juice. It's so good. Well, it's akin to kvass. Only if they're magic mushrooms, huh? Yeah, well, really the mycelium are trying to help us. We can get, I don't know if you can get them, we can get things like lion's mane up here now, right at the Myers store, fresh lion's mane mushrooms. And I can get oyster mushrooms, and used to be able to get the magic kind, but now they're having some kind of debate over whether or not those are legal to have in Ohio. And so there's some kind of thing going on. And I certainly hope that with President Trump okaying that we can now study the effects of psychoactives for various complaints, that it becomes apparent that these things aren't killing people, okay? They're actually helping people. So, but beetroot is a big help. And I found these berries. They have blackberries. They're called Reserve blackberries. The brand, I guess that's the brand name, Reserve. Oh man, are they good. And I've been eating like too many of those. But they turn whatever black. And you'll wonder, like, what the hell happened? No, it's just blackberries dye everything black or purple. And beets will make things red, okay? Like red and pink. And so, you gotta watch. Plants are pretty assertive about their color schemes sometimes. Now, I just wear tie-dye and then people can't tell. It's not intentional. If you just wear those colors, I got a suit in there, a tie-dye suit, that's in beet colors. So it's like, I call it my beet eating costume. Because if I spill any beet juice on it, it's going to be okay. Nobody knows. See, that's the thing about tie-dye. We figured this out in the 70s. If you wear either black or tie-dye, nobody can tell that you got stuff all over you. uh, it was just very practical. Oops, I spilled my, I don't know where. uh, but yeah, I didn't wear white too much. But now I want to wear white more often because I got a white cat. And if I wear black, I can't wear as much black because it really stands out now that I have a white cat. When I wear my black stuff, it's like, oh, how is Cowboy? Oh, you are? Where are you, Spider-Bite? I forget. Where are you in this big old world? I'm in Ohio. I'm in Eastern Standard Time. You must be somewhere entirely otherwise. Yeah, as kids, it really didn't make much sense to wear white, did it? Australia down under. Australia, we love you. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You know, my great-grandmother, no, grandmother, on my father's side, my grandmother was named Matilda. She really was. She was Danish. Oh, wow, you're like in the middle of the day. You're like me, you don't get dressed till afternoon. Yeah. I just stay in my night clothes doing some stuff around the place so I don't get my day clothes dirty. I sounded more palmy than Aussie. What's palmy? Well, mate, I don't know if I can do Aussie. Can I do Aussie? I don't know. I'd have to practice. I just know good day. What's palmy? Do I have to ask ChatGPT what palmy is? Oh, English. Yeah, people get those accents confused, but they are different. Palmy are English. Okay, I'll have to remember that. Palms are English. Wow. Never heard it before. So, I remember having, when an Australian friend, I was telling them how good pumpkin pie was because it was around that time here, in the fall. And they said they'd never had a pumpkin pie. And I'm like, oh man, that's one of my favorites. I wish that I could bake one and send it to you because it's so good. So they managed to get a hold of a can of pumpkin pie and make it, and they loved it. So, um, yeah, we got something. I've never tried Vegemite though. I guess some people say it's great, and other people go, "Oh God." I think it's probably something like our peanut butter. Oh, cricket teams. Oh, a term of endearment. International cricket teams. Okay. I see. Yeah, where is Richard? Richard the Red. Where is Richard anyway? I'm gonna have to bring back. People want me to bring back Scary Karen, Creepy Karen, and I'm gonna have to bring her back. But I don't know. I have to be in a particular mood to do Karen, auditing the universe. She's got a British accent, kind of. She just got mostly a snarky accent. So, it's spring here, and Ohio is doing what it always does, gives us all 4 seasons on the same day. Yep, Ohio is like that. I remember one time, I tell this story all the time. I was talking, and I was in shorts and a t-shirt, talking to my neighbor over the fence at my old house. And because it was a nice warm day. And before our conversation ended, it wasn't that long of a conversation. This wind blew in, cold wind. We had to go put on coats to be outside. That was the way it was. In the middle of summer. Ohio is crazy. Cowboy, you know, you get up my nose, but I love you anyway. Yeah, New Zealanders are Kiwis, yeah. And Australians are legends. Oh, really? I shudder to ask what Americans are. Do I dare even ask? Cowboy. Honestly. I love my little cowboy. Here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I read that message. I unhid it for myself. Um, wow. You know, I do believe I heard that about Native Americans too. Well, there are some people that do that. Look at this. Totally melted loaf cake here. Totally melted loaf. Oh, my name isn't Desiree. I'm a Diane, actually, Ocean. Or Ocean. I kind of like being called Ocean. Oh, look at my little melted loaf. He's so cute. Oh, okay. Mom put him in a pram. Knights of Camelot have to push the pram a lot. Yeah, Desiree is Woo's wife. Anyway, yeah, he gets more views than I do. I I gotta say, I have been working on myself a lot. I have been trying the intermittent fasting. I'm up to 24 hours, so a lot of days I'm OMAD, one meal a day, trying to get a handle on some health concerns and my weight and everything. And I'm surprised I'm kind of managing to slide into the OMAD most days now. I just avoid being anywhere near the kitchen all day. Yeah. Oh, fighting with the virgin. Yeah, you mean the autofill? That thing is a menace. It wakes up and chooses violence every single day. It completely decimates my jokes and everything. Auto incorrect is most of the times I think it's some little gremlin in there that gets high, you know, on our despair that we just said something we didn't mean to say. Oh, well, you know what? I've tried so many different methods of dieting all my life. I've been on a diet because all my life um, I've had issues with it. And by now, my system is so efficient that it's very hard to come up with something that works. So I've tried most everything. And I mean, there's people that have lived with me that go like, you, how is it that you manage to hold on to any weight at all? I don't get it. Um, I don't eat that much. I'm a very good cook, but I don't eat that much. Usually, whatever I make lasts for more than one meal. Yeah, I tried that. Nothing was happening. So, so I decided I was going to try. Now, you know what did work for a while was the carnivore keto, but it was so boring. That's the problem. It's so freaking boring. Eat more than you are. Well, been, I've noticed that things have been changing since I've been doing some 24-hour fasts. So I'm probably going to continue doing some 24-hour fasts. That's OMAD. That's like, you eat once a day. The, the times are 24 hours apart and you don't snack. And I don't. So, ooh, little baby cat. Now, he doesn't have to worry about it. Everybody just thinks he's cute, even though he's a little chunky. He's got such a fluffy little white belly, nobody cares. Nobody cares. If he's a little chunky, nobody cares. I'm doing it to feel better. I don't give a damn what people think. They like me, don't like me. You better love me for my mind. You better love me for my personality. My body, I don't know. I can't guarantee what it's going to look like exactly. Although, I think I'm kind of cute. Three-day fast. Yeah, I might try it. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, my skin doesn't look like a 67-year-old, I don't think. I don't think I look like a 67-year-old. Aw, Spidey. I love you guys too. I barely know you, but I love you guys. I do. I've gotten to know your minds, the way you think, which for me is more important than what you look like. I would fall in love with somebody strictly for their personality and no other reason, no other. And I did. I have done that before. And I've also fallen out of love with some very good-looking people because their personality was shit. I just can't stand, and I cannot stand stupid people. If they're too dumb, I will have patience. I will put up with them. I cannot find myself to be attracted to stupid people. I need to be able to have a conversation with them. A sensible conversation. Yeah, if they're nasty, it doesn't matter how good you're looking. Yeah. You know what my cat told me after he died? I know some people are going to say, what? It's like, remember, I'm a medium. And one of my cats came around to visit to make me feel better because he knew he died at the vet, and it left me wondering if there was anything I could have done. And he came back to tell me there was nothing I could have done. It was his time to go. But one of the things he said was, because he used to take his paw and cut my cheek like that in a special way. He'd reach out, cut my cheek, and look into my eyes. It was real specific. The way he did that, and he'd extend the claws just enough that I could feel them, but not enough to hurt me. Just enough to hold my face still so he could look at me. And he said, I loved your face because it was so kind. And I thought, well, that is a wonderful thing to say. Thank you. He said you were always so kind, and I loved to watch you sleeping because your face was so kind. I loved your face. So he turns out our animals are not what we think sometimes. You can think what you want. You can disagree. All of my cats have come back to talk to me. But my cats, of course, are not just cats. Yeah, he was a great cat. I miss him. I missed him every day after he died. I missed him every day for a long time. He was blue. He was a blue boy. He was a blue guy and a sweet-natured fella. Sweet-natured, kind of like this guy. I've been lucky. This guy is a very sweet-natured fella. You know, this guy, and it's funny because sometimes he starts chewing on my fingers and he wants to play, you know how they want to play with your hand. And sometimes he chews and he chews a little hard. And the thing is, he'll get my fingers sometimes and he'll give that yank. It's instinctive. They're pulling meat off the bone. It kind of throws you because it's like, oh yeah, they're not completely domesticated. Cats never are. But then he's like, when I go out, he's like, oh, and he starts looking at it and kind of like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt you? You know. He's like, I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to hurt you. Wait, that's my human. I'm not supposed to eat my human. But I worry that you know, if anything happens, they may find me with no fingers. I don't know. No, he was just playing. But he doesn't like to hurt me. He gets upset when he accidentally hurts me. Ah, your kitty cat. Yeah, I've had mine. They'll come up. They'll come up on the bed, or I'll see them out of the corner of my eye, or I'll see them in my mind's eye. Um, there is a message that's held for review, and it won't let me look at it. YouTube is being so picky. Oh, hey, it was scaring off your new cat. It was like, the new cat's like, nope, I'm not staying here with the ghost kitties. Well, Cowboy is a very unique cat, though. I've never had a Manx before. But they're a little different. It's like Siamese. You know how Siamese are just different. They're just built different. They're just different. Manxes, too. They're just different. They're not like a typical cat at all. They got their own quirks. You know, so... For instance, he likes all his food ice cold. He prefers things ice cold. If I make his perpetate and try and feed it to him room temperature, he looks at it like, this is what you offer me? He wants it to be chilled, properly chilled. They blocked 2 messages now. Wow. Oh. Why did they do this? For Pete's sakes. I might have to go and turn that feature off. It's driving me crazy. But, they're taking it totally out of context. But then we'd probably have much worse things up on the board. But yeah, they're getting real picky. Gosh, YouTube is... just getting real nitpicky. A lot of people are just getting... It seems like people are getting more nitpicky. Like I said, the way the apartment is rolling, it seems like they're getting more nitpicky and everybody's getting more I don't know what's going on. Are these times like that? You know, I don't really view these as the end times exactly, although things are ending. I see it as the beginning times. There are a lot of things beginning too. But have you noticed people have been very obnoxiously tense? Right. I figured it out. I figured out what you meant. So Ghost Kitty didn't want New Kitty, or New Kitty didn't want to be up there with Ghost Kitty, basically. Sometimes I wonder if they're in charge of everything. Who's in charge of everything here? Maybe it's the same cabal in charge of everything. I mean, everything comes through a cabal. So anyway, yeah, I keep getting these messages that I put out either one of my wildlife videos or one of my cowboy videos. A bunch of people see them. Put out one of my regular videos, and even the people who are subscribed to me don't see it. I got it in the end. But that sounds wrong somehow. That sounds a bit off. I don't think I ever asked you. Are you male or female? I don't know if I ever asked. Or because I get people confused sometimes. I thought you were female. Okay, good. I'm not tripping. Okay. I had that right. Because sometimes it's like, Emmett, for a while, I could swear Emmett was female. And there was somebody else who I thought was a male, and they turned out to be female. Well, I forget who. Oh, it was Bomber. Yeah, Bomber. Everybody thought Bomber was a male. Turned out Bomber was a girl. Oh, there we go. Held for review again. And it says I can see it if I want to go all the way to my settings to go see it. This is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Well, tomorrow I got to work on the apartment some more. And I got laundry to hang up. I got to put on hammers. I got to put on hangers. Cowboy was helping. Not really. Did you see my little short with Cowboy? Getting a belly rub, of course. Okay. To me, it's so small, I cannot really see the picture that well. I just see green and a black something. And it kind of looks like an insect. So I wasn't sure. Louis, you're late! You're tardy. Do you know what we're going to have to spank you? But first, Scotty's in line first. We're going to have to spank you, Louis. I hope you have your homework ready. Ah! Oh, goodness. See, that small, and with my having to squint at it, it looks like a spider or something. With the lines going up and then the lines going down. I couldn't tell. And then where the boobs are looks like a thorax. I don't know, maybe somebody designed it to look that way. Well, mine are just the opposite. Mine, at one point, I think probably they had their own zip code. But my girls, if I put on a push-up bra, I would have to sit 6 feet away from the camera. I have a lot of boob jokes about my boobs. My boobs would always enter the room before me. People got to know them. Say, oh, here she comes. Mm-hmm. My husband would come up behind me. This was my ex a long time ago. And he would just come up behind me and just kind of lift them. And I would fall back in his arms. He thought that was funny. Because it would completely throw my balance off. He thought that was hilarious. My lovely lady lumps. Hi, Jamie's Cowboys. Thank you. blue flower fractal. Oh, cool, Lewis. That sounds interesting. You know, I've come to think I might be neurodivergent myself. I never could stand having a normal job. I had to have a weird job. I worked, but I had many weird jobs, weird ones. The only normal-ish job that really worked was when I was working in a library. That one kind of worked. But every other job that was sort of normal never worked out. Never did work out. But now when I started doing singing telegrams, all of a sudden, bing, 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 I could do that. So somehow, standing in front of a bunch of strangers, singing and dancing, and telling jokes for 20 minutes was easier than working at McDonald's or in an office. Make it make sense. But it was. That I could do. I could do that. No problem. Not that it wasn't very taxing. It was very tiring. Oh my goodness. I remember one time I was doing a show. I was having to dance outside in like 98-degree heat by a pool. There, it was like a pool party. And I was having to sing and dance, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm just dying, you know. And it was all I could do to keep myself from just jumping in the pool. I mean, it was all I could do. You know, it's like, oh my God, the pool, it looks so good. What do you think, Cowboy? Cowboy wouldn't like it. He wouldn't like it one bit. No, sir. Would you? No, he said, Mom, stay away from the pool. If I just sat here and petted him for like an hour, do you think I'd get more viewers? Do you think I'd get more subs? I was just sitting here petting the cat. Do you know, I look at some of these late night things that they're doing. What the hell happened here? Some of these late night things that they're doing, and I wonder what the hell is going on with them. Listen, but can't I? That was me the other night. Everything I was trying to type was going to... Nothing was coming out right. Auto F was effing up everything I wrote. Autofill is a little gremlin. And it has no sense of humor. Oh, the Bluetooth keyboard. Oh. Whew. You can listen but can't type. Oh, great. Well, next time, I'm going to try and come on this weekend and do cards because we've got a full moon. Or a drumming. Maybe I'll bring my drum and do some drums, some channel drum singing. Something like that. Do you guys like it when I do this thing with the drum? I kind of zone out. I like singing. My favorite thing, one of my favorite things to do is sing. Sing and drum. I have to get my guitar up and running again. I haven't done anything with my guitar in so long. Oh, now chat has frozen up. I don't see anybody typing anything. Just peachy. So I don't even know if you're hearing me or if the stream froze. Every now and then, just put in a smiley face or something if you're still around. I'm getting a headache anyway. I'm going to have to get off pretty soon and drink some water and probably just drink some water and that'll get rid of it. Yeah. Yeah, it's over here on my, I've been rubbing my right side of my head here. Doesn't do any good for my hairdo though. Right frontal lobe hurts. Wasn't showing up on notification. I get so tired of this. You mean except for the shorts? Yeah, the shorts seem to be doing okay. But nobody's seen the damn lives. So it's a problem. I don't know what to do about it. Sometimes it makes me feel like it's just useless to try and just make a bunch of shorts. Go into TikTok land, make a bunch of shorts. Either that or just make a channel that's just cowboy cam, where the camera's just on cowboys sleeping. See how many people that garners. With me giving him a belly rub every now and then. Maybe I'd do better, huh? Okay. Well, and for those who see it, let the other ones know that I was on. And love to you all. I miss you. I look forward to when I can come on more often and when you actually get note that I'm here. And what you might want to do is unsubscribe and subscribe again. And then ring the bell that says all. You might want to try that. Sometimes it works. I know there's a lot of times I do not get the notification for lives that I want to see by people that I know. but I get everybody else's crap. Even stuff I'm not subscribed to. It's very frustrating. Hi, Hawaiian guy. Gee, you know, we do get Hawaiians in here. Isn't that interesting? We do get Hawaiians. We must be... I wonder why. Because I'm over here on the East Coast. What's wrong with... Oh. What's wrong with what? Am I okay? I'm fine. I'm just pissed off because my people aren't getting their notification. And I'm not getting notifications that I want, stuff that I want to go see. Yeah, I am. It's 1:20 here in the morning. So I am kind of tired. Yeah, YouTube is being so random now. Oh, well, thank you, Hawaiian guy. I appreciate that. People tell me that. Thank you. It makes me feel good. Oh, you've been to the East Coast. Thank you. You know what? And it's funny because I spent some time thinking I wasn't very pretty. And then I realized that I was in a mind frame to where I couldn't even accept it when people were telling me. Because weird. But thank you. Well, here's going to blow your mind then. I'm 67 years old. For reals. Yeah. I'm not a vampire, I promise. My mom was like that, though. You could not tell. '50-ish, yeah. I used to look 45-ish. I'm about 15 or more years off. That's okay. I hope I never look my age. I try not to act my age. I'm not 60, I'm 67. I'm almost 70. Man, my mom was the same darn way. People never knew what age she was. They never guessed her age. It just runs in the family. And I think I probably don't do a lot of the things that really mess your skin up. I don't smoke. I don't smoke. I don't drink that much. I don't do a lot of the things that would contribute to making you look older, I guess. And I don't have much makeup on, just eyeliner. That's all I got on. So I don't even have foundation or blush or anything on. And some people just go, what? It's like, no. No foundation, no blush. I just don't like putting a lot of stuff on my face. So I don't wear a lot of makeup. Trump and King Charles are cousins, oh God. I haven't heard that one yet, but yeah. That'd be interesting. And she wanted a woman. Oh, that's typical these days. And I've also had some friends who found out that their husband was gay. It's weird. It's like, makes you wonder if you ever knew those people. Who did I marry? Hey, AB. Hey. You're about to go to sleep and then you saw my live. I was married for 7 years, and after that ended, I just, I dated, but I've dated since then, but nothing serious. I have to be, first of all, I have to respect a person to be attracted. I can't deal with stupid people. And I have to be attracted to your personality. So sense of humor really helps. And the one thing about my husband, he did have a sense of humor. And so that held us together for a long time, is that we both had a sense of humor. But yeah, I'm now, I guess, inordinately picky. It's going to have to be love, and it doesn't matter nearly as much what a person looks like to me. It matters more what their personality is like. You thought you would say hi and stuff. Okay, Free Beeman. Yeah, it would take a lot. I mean, I still date, but it would take a lot for me to have a serious relationship with anybody anymore. Yeah, quality of character, it really does matter. I can't deal with idiots. I can't. There are too many idiots in this world. Some very good looking idiots, but they're still idiots. I have had some good looking idiots, though. And I get tired of them afterwards. It's just like, oh God. I have to talk to somebody. It ain't gonna be you. That sucks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, NPCs, exactly. Exactly. There are just so doggone many NPCs out there. So many people that just aren't. The lights are on, but nobody's home. And I wonder about that sometimes. Could it be that they're real people in some other dimension, in some other version of the sim? They're actually real, but their consciousness is over there. Over here, they're NPCs. It makes me wonder, are there some universes where I'm an NPC? Yeah, like Chris says. I've been doing some raw missions, by the way, I can't talk about, for the world. Me and Paul. And we're not married and we're not intimate or anything. We're just friends. He's actually married to somebody else. But it turns out that we're good partners in crime. We can get a lot done between us. So between his guides and my guides, we get a lot done. And it shows in the world. But not only will I sound crazy, but it's very complicated. The kind of stuff that we work on. You'd have to be real knowledgeable to keep up with it. But um, that plus, it's probably not good to talk about. I have been warned that there are some things I can't talk about. I just can't. So sorry about that. What I can tell you, I will, but the original NPC, oh really? Well, only facts. I have no idea what that is for your picture there, your little icon, but there are many places to scroll to. Many channels to scroll on to. Mm-hmm. So, well, see, that's another thing too, is it would be nice if the channel was really booming. That'd be one thing. But really, that was never the intention. It was just getting my tribe together, mostly. Finding people who were part of my tribe, mostly. That was one of the reasons I was doing this, and I knew I wasn't going to meet them just by hanging around in town. I've been hanging around this town on the corner. Been running around this town way too long. Right? He wants me to stay home. Look at him. He's like, I don't want you to go anywhere but sit here and pet my belly. He just wants a belly rub. He's like, I'll take a belly rub anytime. Chin scratch anytime. Chillest cat in the world, I swear. Chillest little guy. You know, you just look at him like you're going to pet him, make a move towards him like you're going to pet him, and he starts to purr. He's such a chill little character. He's purring right now. He's trilling a little bit like. I don't know if you can hear it. He is such a happy guy. Well, but I did a lot of things for him. I took the mats out of his fur when I got him. He had terrible mats in his fur. He was sick. Terribly, terribly chunky. He wasn't happy. He wasn't a normal cat at all. We changed his food and gave him real food, and now he gets food that's mostly meat and no grain, and real meat food. He gets some real fresh food that's meat, and he loves chicken. He loves chicken. And he's just become the chillest cat. Yeah, I think so. Well, it helps with blood pressure and helps with other things too. He's kind of my little portable vibrational therapy machine. Oh, that's nice. You got kind of a thing going with Luna, huh? Yeah, I think, I was told, there's another shaman, she said all cats are healers because of the purr. All cats are healers. Now, my Maui cat, she did Reiki, of all things. She actually did some Reiki type things on me. I was so surprised when I felt the energy coming through her paws. I'm like, what? She heated up like a little fireball. And all this energy came through her paws. I was very sick. I was thinking might be dying. And she laid down beside me. She put all four paws on me and just fried me with energy. I'm like, Maui, you have been holding back. I've had some pretty amazing, I guess that's a pretty amazing, yeah. I've had some pretty amazing things happen in my life. Every now and then I realize, yeah, that doesn't happen to people every day. So, anyway, it's late here. It's 1:38. I've been on for about 2 hours, and I try to keep it to 2 hours, because if I go too much over 2 hours, I'm toast the next day and can't get anything done. I'm just too tired to do anything the next day. And I have to do some stuff tomorrow. So I'm going to have to go off. But I'm so glad that some of you found your way in. Tell the others that I love them when you see them elsewhere. And please stay tuned. I'm going to try and be back in as soon as I can, doing shows more regularly. But it's just so far, it's been hard. It's just been with everything going on, it's just been hard. I don't know if you were in here when I was talking about they're making me redo my apartment because some of the rules have changed when they do inspections. So I failed the last inspection, but they gave me a chance to fix it all. So I'll pass the next time though, because I already got most of it done. But yeah, it's like so they had me take everything out of all of my bookcase. I had 2 bookcases in the hallway and loaded with stuff, so we had to take all that stuff out, and then we had to move around my front room to fit the bookcases in, which barely fit. I'm lucky I didn't have to just get rid of my bookcases. But now things are just kind of squeezed together in my front room. It's really, really, really pissing me off. Tell you the truth. A capuchin monkey. Well, that's interesting. Okay. I'm gonna go off, loves. Tell everybody hi from me when you see them. And yeah, I'm feeling it. I gotta go. Remember, you have a spark of the divine, and so you are divine. Don't forget that. Remember, double slit experiment. We help shape reality just by observing it. And what framework do we observe it through? So, yeah, so be well. And remember, truth is where you find it. Hope you always find some here. Good night.